Welcome to the Walton Pie and happy Tuesday! So if you're not aware, today, or at least the day that this is being released, is February 22nd, 2022. So in most ways of writing the date, that is going to be 2/22/22 or 22/2/22, depending on if you go day, month, year, or month, day, year. But regardless, however you write the date, that's all twos. And it's a Tuesday. So today is just going to be the greatest Tuesday of our lives. And so to honor that, I thought I would share one of my favorite math properties that relies heavily on the number 2. And that is going to be the Russian multiplication method. It also has some other names like the Egyptian multiplication method, Ethiopian multiplication method, or I actually learned it as the peasant multiplication method. I'm not particularly fond of that name, so I'm going to stick with the Russian multiplication method, because that's one of the more common ones along with Egyptian or Ethiopian. But let's jump in to how Russian multiplication works, and it's mind-blowing. I love this. So I think the best way to learn the Russian multiplication method is to just actually jump right in. So in honor of Tuesday, I'm going to be multiplying 222 by 2022. We're going to look at how would we multiply these numbers using the Russian multiplication method. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to pick one of these numbers and keep dividing it by 2, and the other number we are going to keep doubling. So I'm going to, for the first example, I'm going to divide 222 by 2's, and I'm going to be multiplying the 2022 by 2's. So as we go through and do that, let's just write our nice little table. So we have 222 and 2022. Then we're going to each time multiply one side by 2 and divide the other side by 2. So 222 divided by 2, that's 111. And then 2022 multiplied by 2 is 4,044. Next, what we're going to have to do is we're going to be dividing the 111 by 2. But this is an odd number. And so what that's going to mean is when we divide by 2, we're going to have a remainder. What we're going to do is we are just going to ignore the remainders. So 111 divided by 2, that's 55 and a half. So dividing by 2 just gives us 55. We're dropping the extra 0.5. And then the 4044 times 2 is 8088. That's a lot of fun to say. 55 divided by 2, that's 27. Again, we're going to drop the half. Now 8,088 times 2, that's a little trickier, but that's going to be 6,176. 27 divided by 2, that gives us a 13. Other side multiplied by 2, that's 32,000, let's see, 352, I believe. Let's see, 13 divided by 2, that's 6. 32, 352 times 2, that's 64,704. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Let's see, 64,704 multiplying by 2. Let's see, 129,408. And then 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. Divide by, drop the and a half, and then multiply the other side by 2. Let's see, what is that going to be? 129 times 2, that is 240 plus 18, so that's 258. So there we go. That is the chain that we would have gone down to go through and do this Russian multiplication. Now, you might be asking, how on earth is this helpful? What are we doing? Well, what we're going to do now is Russian multiplication says, take every number in the 2022 column that corresponds to an odd number on the other side. So that's the 4,044, 8,088, 16,176, 32,354, and these two numbers down here at the end. So we have all of those different numbers together. And so now the question is, what does this mean? What do we do with these numbers? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take those numbers and we're going to add them all up. So we got that number, we got 129,408, ooh, 408. We got 32,352, 16,176, 8,088, and 4,044. And we're going to just add these all up together and see what we get. So when we go through and add these all up, let's see, 6 and 8, that's 14, 16, 22, 30, 34. Let's see, 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 5 is 9, 16, 24, 28. 2 plus 8 is 10, 14, 17, 18. Let's see, 9, 18, 20, 26, 34, 38. 3 plus 5 is 8, 10, 14, 448,884, which is actually what 222 times 2022 is. Weird. Okay? But what would have happened if instead of doubling the 2022, we had doubled the 222? Well, I'm going to need a little bit more space to do that multiplication, but let's go through and see what that would give us. So, as we go through and do this, let's see what we would get in this case. So here we got 222 and 2022, and this time we are going to be dividing the 2022 by 2's and multiplying the 222 by 2's. So 222 times 2, that's 444. 2022, that is going to be 1,011. We got 888. Dividing this by 2 gives us 505. Let's see, 888 times 2. You know what, I'm just going to pull out a calculator on my phone, and we're going to go through and do it this way, just so that we're going to be able to get everything to work out a lot nicer and easier. So let's see, so 888 times 2, that's 1,776. Year of America's independence, that's nice. So let's see, then we got 252. Let's see, multiplying that by 2 again, 3,552. 252 divided by 2, let's see, 126. Let's see, 3552, that's 7,104. 126 divided by 2, that's going to be 63. Let's see, then we got 14,208. 63 divided by 2, that's going to be a 31. Let's see, then we got 28,416. 31 divided by 2, that gives us 15. Let's see, 28,416 times 2, that's 56,832. Let's see, 15 divided by 2, that gives us 7. Let's see, multiplying by 2 again, 113,664, and that's a 3, and then dividing that by 2 will give us a 1, so this is our last number, 227,328. Okay, now what do we do with this? Well, it's going to be the same idea that we had last time. We are going to go through and add up all the numbers that correspond to an odd number in the column that we were dividing everything by. Here we go. We got a whole lot of odd numbers in this case, and there we go. And now we're going to add all of those up. So 227,328, 113,664, 56832, 2841, 1428, 7104, 888, and 444. And if we go through and add these up again, we are again going to get 448,884. So why is this working? What on earth is going on with this? How does this work? Well, what this is actually coming down to is a problem involving binary. So let's go through and from the bottom to the top, I'm going to put a 1 next to every single one that we added up and a 0 next to the ones that we did not. Okay, so if we take that and we write that number down, going from the bottom up, we have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, so 6 ones, 2 zeros, and then we have 2 ones and then a 0. If we write this number, this is the binary form of 2022. So what we've actually done is we've broken this problem down into multiplication by binary. And when we do the multiplication by binary, what we're doing is we're saying, well, we're going to take the representation of 222, which, if you're curious, so 222, that corresponds with the number 1101110. So I'll write 2022 here as well. 111111, 6 ones, 2 zeros, 110. So there we go. Those are the binary representations of the numbers. So what does multiplication in binary look like? Well, multiplication in binary, if we go, I want 222 times 2022. How would a computer calculate this? Well, what it would do is it would convert each of these numbers into binary. So it'll say, well, I'm going to just do 1101110. Whoops, I forgot a 1. Times 11111001110. And what does that look like? Well, this multiplication is really, really easy to do, because all we're doing is multiplying by ones and zeros, and we're just shifting everything, so we're just going to be adding up the columns in different ways. And so what we're doing is it's going to say, well, I'm going to take this entire number, so 222, and I'm going to add it one of these terms. Now, how many of these terms do I have? Well, that's saying I'm taking one of these, and what is that number? That is 2 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times 222. Well, that number is 227,328, because that is the 2 to the 10th spot in binary. This one's 2 to the 9th, 2 to the 8th, all the way down to 2 to the 0, or just the ones place. So what this is really doing is this is just a fancy way of being able to do binary multiplication using your hands. And so the reason that this works is actually just the same reason that computers are able to multiply. It's using the same techniques. It's really easy to double for a computer. That's just saying, oh, add a 0 to the end. That's how you would double. And then it's really easy to be able to go through all of those different calculations for a computer. And so the reason that this is called, for example, Egyptian multiplication, is the Egyptians had these tables where they had calculated out a whole bunch of powers of 2, and then they were able to decompose any number they needed into these powers of 2, and then be able to multiply the numbers together really, really quickly and easily. Now, this is not nearly as fast as plugging it into a computer and calculating it that way, but this is actually the same way that those calculators are doing it. And all of this relies on the power of the number 2. So I hope this was a really cool concept for you to be able to learn. I thought this was fascinating when I learned about it. So hopefully this made your Tuesday an even better Tuesday, because we learned all about the number 2 and we were able to do all of this thanks to that. So I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I hope to see you in some of my future videos. If these sorts of things were the sorts of things you liked, please consider liking and subscribing, share it with some of your friends, and I would gladly keep making these types of videos. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and good luck with all of your math.